So these trash bags right here have been in the hallway for 5 days. I'm just documenting it because Greenville likes to make up stories about me and about what I do or don't do or leave in the hallway. So I don't leave any trash lying out in the hallway for 5 days, not even for a day or two. I do leave clean, rinsed out recycling containers in the rear stairwell. That's because there's a rodent and a cockroach situation in my apartment, and I don't want to keep even rinsed out recycling containers in my apartment as it attracts the cockroaches and the mice. And Greenville refuses to send an exterminator. So basically, I just have to leave the bags of recycling, which is rinsed out plastic. There's no dead food items in there, out in here in the rear hallway. Sorry, rear stairwell. As you can see, this is the rear stairwell area. So that's my recycling right there. But the Greenville group has been leaving construction materials, somebody else's air conditioner, lying in this landing for about 3 months now. So they like to leave giant pieces of equipment, construction materials, blocking access to the emergency exits, but then like they throw out the towels or shower curtains that I leave on the railing to dry. Those are the only items they ever throw out, weirdly enough. It's now obviously 9:56 on Sunday, July 14th. I'm standing here in the rear stairwell as I just demonstrated earlier in this video, and can't go down the front stairwell because the violent psycho thug directly below in 76 has been getting extremely compulsively violent repeatedly over the last 2 hours against the floor of my unit, which is his ceiling. And he's been slamming and banging things against or directly near the floor of my unit, wherever I happen to be standing or sitting while engaging in some personal hygiene activities that this piece of shit should have no knowledge of, but that he seems to have immediate moment by moment knowledge of, because the banging and slamming only happens when I am doing personal hygiene, right? He only starts violently banging things against the floor directly below my bed when I try to engage in personal hygiene, right? So picking my nose, scratching my armpits, scratching the inside of my ears, using Q-tips, cleaning out my crotch. Even if I keep my clothes on and I'm just using a tissue, he starts becoming extremely violent and intrusive and starts slamming things directly against the floor below my bed. When I tried to use the toilet earlier today, he started slamming things violently directly below my bathroom. So that's how you know that your psycho scum, violent, mentally disturbed neighbors are using surveillance devices in your unit, besides the fact that multiple maintenance managers and staffers of the Greenville group have admitted to that anyway, and so have police detectives. But I'm constantly dealing with daily, if not hourly, reminders that these pieces of low-life scum, who are obviously so mentally disturbed that they're legally confined to their units, are being provided with footage of what I do in the privacy of my bathroom. Otherwise, they wouldn't suddenly start slamming things directly below my toilet when I try to use the toilet paper, right? How do they know that I'm using the toilet paper? It only happens when I'm using the toilet paper. They don't get violent when I'm just sitting there with my clothes on, staring at the wall. It happens when I'm actively trying to clean out my crotch. I have the right to do that. I have the right to clean my crotch without having the violent psycho scum sex offender trash in unit 76 directly below, in unit 78 directly behind my toilet, and in unit 88 directly next door becoming violent deliberately and repeatedly as I am engaging in personal hygiene. It only happens when I'm in the process of engaging in personal hygiene. Anyway, I'm scared for my safety because the violent psycho thug in 76 has physically taken it upon themselves to come up to my door for no reason about 10 times since he was moved into Unit 76 in November of 2021. And since then, he has slammed things against my door. He's broken rods and sticks against my door, and he's physically assaulted me 3 times. One time he yanked the phone out of my hand while I was trying to call 911 while I was standing in my doorway. Another time he threw a metal handle of something at my head and I ducked. Otherwise, I would have had a serious head injury. And then he ran off because he's a piece of mentally disturbed shit. And then just 2 months ago or 3 months ago in February, he came up to my door while I was down the hall in the common bathroom. He stood in front of my door. He physically blocked me from accessing my door while I was trying to get back to it. He obviously doxed his own use of surveillance devices in my living space by telling me that I had fur on my face, even though I was standing like 20 feet away. I had food in my teeth. I have legs shaped like a man's. I mean, and then he physically shoved me when I was trying to get past him to get back into my apartment. He also physically walked into my apartment and started filming the inside of it, which is illegal breaking and entering. So I'm afraid of walking past his door on my way down the stairs, and I have to go get food at this point.